I've got all the lights on in the room, and if anybody can use a X-ray machine on the opposite side of this camera that could photograph my brain, and I'm serious when I say this, if you have this kind of technology these days, you could photograph the front of my brain, compare it to like 5-6 days ago, and see the damage that they're doing. First with the Abilify, then went to trazodone, or whatever other medication they're giving me is probably generic and not probably not top grade. But as far as I know, it's just the Abilify. See, you can see, you should be able to see in my eyes. You should be able to see with the pin light, if you can do that technologically, and the damage is immense. It's exaggerated with everything that they do, and the shots for the diabetes are helping. But every day it's racked up over 300. Most days, some days it's between 200 and 300. Means my whole body is being constantly damaged. I guess that's my fault. It's damaged every day. If they would ever section me again, the food would be all carbohydrates, all like the button. They would keep me there for maybe a week, and they would just give me carbs. And keep me in one small room, and there'd be hell on earth there. And then they would send me to a mental hospital. This is what awaits us with the section. Send me to a mental hospital where they would offer me right away more of the Abilify, maybe Invigra, maybe Haldol. Any old medication would absolutely rob me of all my artistic abilities, torture me ruthlessly beyond end with extreme restlessness, which, if you've never experienced it, is beyond belief in the torture abilities of it. Eyes going up, aquagenical crisis, no uncontrollably unless they give you Benadryl, something like that, which counteracts it, but also damages more of your neurotransmitters. Like that, your tongue hanging out, your head snapping back, loss of motor control, tardive dyskinesia, Parkinson's. This is what I'm facing with any hospitalization section, anything. which I'm constantly fearing because they have me sectioned practically every minute for the last 2 years. So anywhere, any safe place I can be at would be help. But of course, it's all my fault. I'm doing something wrong. It must be to be tortured since I was 22 years old after being my whole childhood living through hell. So it must be my fault. I must be doing something wrong or saying something wrong, or maybe acting inappropriately or not obeying rules or something to deserve this, for them to do this to me. So something that must be my part wrong. What I'm going to do to them, with them, is just not say, communicate anything with them at all. The workers here, maybe the clients too. I keep to myself as much as I can, and that way, maybe avoid trouble, maybe not. I don't know if I will survive. I don't know how long I have to live with this type of diabetes. I probably have constantly doing damage to my inside, so my life span has probably been knocked out already by 20 years. I have liver spots all over my legs, up and down my legs, liver spots from years and years of, I was forced to take anticonvulsants. I'm not epileptic except in the range of frontal lobe epilepsy, which I had up until the age of 30 with the tripartite functional tripartite, the dynamics of that type of epilepsy, which no psychiatrist has ever heard of. It fades away after time. Of course, they never heard about it because it's the truth and they're not interested in the truth. And then after that, there's really nothing. You're feeling fine until they start jacking you up with more and more medications, which make you sick in different ways and institutionalize you constantly and do other terrible things that is beyond asking someone to get me out of this situation. Anyone. I think I'm autistic. That's what people who want to tell the truth say. I think I am. I was born in 1961, right when the immunization shots were happening. I have all the traits. they will never acknowledge that the best thing to free me from the brain damage is Ritalin or Adderall. It wipes it right out right away. Or to a certain extent, some of the antidepressants, like the newer ones, has to be the newer ones, especially like Wellbutrin, much lesser extent, but it does help. What they do at hospitals is they'll give me, like on Jamaica Plains, they were allowing me to take Ritalin if I took other meds that were torturing me ruthlessly. They weren't even psychotropics. I don't know what they were on earth. Strange medications. It made me slam my fists through walls 5 times and actually put my head through a whole wall twice. And this was the result of the medications they gave me in conjointment with the Ritalin. And when they kept me at that hospital, after taking me from the home, selling the house to the state, putting my mother in a nursing home, putting my brother at the Four Seasons, $100,000 disappeared from the house. I don't know where it went. It was saved for years and years. The house went to the state. The money disappeared, all of it. I was allowed to go to the house once, nowhere in sight. There was one place I didn't look, and that was in the cellar. I was told not to go in the cellar by the person who was running this house. She said, "Don't go where your mother's objects are." I think that might have been where the money was. Might have been. So it was $100,000. I did take $1,000 out because it was split 3 ways, and I bought a Apple iPad back then, which had the password number changed by someone, so I couldn't use it. And then, as time went on, every single unit I had in these apartments, passwords were changed and redone, so I couldn't use them. So I lost Wi-Fi, I lost all my connections with the outside world. Then they started banning anything with caffeine, which it instantly redirects your brain cells. Not as good as Ritalin does, but it does to some point to get them back into condition. It has kind of an effect like that, so they ban that because I most likely I would guess so people couldn't express themselves creatively, which is a perfect target for them to do, is to ban caffeine. Of course, they'll sit in front of you and drink it by the gallon, if that's all right.